lucky. Wait, tell me about this place.
I don't want to reveal too much information.
You gotta tell me something though, or...
Yeah, it's just a private facility me and some guys got. I designed the bowl corner. That was my main piece.
We're not supposed to be filming in here?
I don't think we're supposed to be filming in here. But whatever, I pay rent, so. I might get yelled at for this, but whatever. My life.
What's up? Welcome back to Epically Later. This episode's about Dylan Rieder, who's hands down one of the best pros out right now. He just came out with a part on Gravis. Just him is the whole video, and it's amazing. I guess the only reason he made it was because he wasn't really that satisfied with the Alien Workshop part, which came out a year ago. So I don't know. Dylan's amazing. I hope you enjoyed the episode.
I grew up in Westminster, a little north of Huntington Beach. Kind of like Korean, Mexican town. A lot of pool halls, a lot of pho. I don't think anybody's really from Westminster that I know of who skates. So just Huntington Beach. Dill's from Huntington Beach. I think Templeton's from Huntington. Like, you ever been to that Murdy Park down there? That's like a little ashtray park. I think Templeton designed it.
Yeah, the famous one.
No, I think Huntington Park's the famous one, the one by the high school. Then there was another one before that was smaller. It was there before Huntington Park, but we used to go there because we were too intimidated to go to Huntington Park because that's where, like, you know, Andrew went and like all those Warner Avenue crew dudes like at the time. Because I was like 11, maybe 10. But I remember seeing like Andrew at Huntington Park for the first time. I was pretty starstruck. Like, saw Penny there a couple times when I was little. All the old Penny footage there is awesome. Dude, he rips that place. It's not there anymore, they took it out. Demolished it, they extended the football fucking field, which is stupid.
So how old are you now?
21.
Dang, that seems like you'd be really young when that was going on.
Yeah, no, I was super young. Such a little shithead.
I first met Dylan, I was doing a photo shoot for Quicksilver for their youth campaign. I would shoot whoever they would bring, they'd bring models or whatever. And then at that point, Dylan actually had come in, like they picked him as a little boy model, and he had come in like that. And they're like, oh, we brought a little skater guy. And I was super anti. I was like, you know, totally get away from me. We shot some photos, and then they needed action photos. So then I sent Tim to go shoot some stuff with Ortiz, because I was like, I ain't even gonna waste my fucking time. I talked to Ortiz later, and I was like, hey, how'd that go? And Ortiz was like, dude, he's pretty gnarly. And I'm like, what do you mean? You know, was he pretty gnarly? He's like, oh, he actually like Smith grind this rail, and he kickflipped down these stairs. And I was just like, what? Get the fuck out of here, whatever. So then Damn Am comes around. He basically is like, you know, can I come enter the Damn Am? Can I enter under Quicksilver? And I'm like, yeah, go for it, whatever, it's totally cool. And then next thing you know, he won the contest. And I was just like, what the fuck? From that point on, he basically went on pretty much almost every single trip that I did for Quicksilver. These are the fucked up ones. Like this was the first Miami trip. That was his first trip with us. That was with Janoski and Donnie Barley and Reese. But like that was...
He's got braces?
Yeah, he's got braces. He was such a little like, whoa guy. It's like the old team right there.
I mean, that's something I skate with him all the time, and I forget, like when he was like 12, he was going on trips with like, you know, the Quicksilver guys like Reese, Stefan, and he was just like the little kid with men, you know? And then also with Osiris, I think he went on like a bunch of trips with Jerry and all those guys. So he's got like a pretty like deep, he's got like some pretty deep roots. Like once in a while I'll see these old photos and be like, oh yeah, you were like one of those little kids. Like Misled Youth or whatever was his favorite video, and like he had like super skin tight pants. He was like 13 years old. He's like one of those kids, like lip sliding 15 stair handrails or something, you know. Going out with his buddies at night, like lighting stuff up, like a bunch of like 15-year-old kids, like trying to skate like the most gigantic handrail and just killing themselves, you know. Jerry has a portrait of him somewhere. And it's just like this portrait of this baby. It's like Dylan. It's like this baby face.
I first met Dylan when I rode for Osiris, and I think Chris Pastris was our team manager at the time, and I don't know where he found him. I think he went to like a contest or something and just found this kid and just brought him on some trips. That's how I first met him. I had never heard of him or seen photos of him or anything like that. But I just trusted Chris because he had good taste. So me and Louis, like, you know, on tour, we would kind of try to take care of him and make sure, you know, he didn't get into too much trouble or anything. And he was so young. He was really quiet. Like, he never said anything. He was just this really like quiet kid with like braces. It's funny, like he was really shy. Like girls always wanted to talk to him and like hug him and stuff. He was just like this adorable little kid, and like he was just so shy, and like, you know, he didn't really, and it was all, I think it was all really new to him, you know, just being sponsored and traveling. You know, you could tell he was a mature kid. He wasn't like just some like spaz. Like normally kids at that age, you can tell that, you know, they don't really know how to skate yet. I mean, maybe they could do hard tricks, but they can't really skate. But Dylan could like skate everything and like skate really well. Like we liked him a lot right away. Like we really liked his skating.
Well, Osiris came out with that Subject to Change video. I shared a part with the Butcher. Whatever. And I was excited. It was like first video that I was filming for, you know. I was like 15, 14. When I was that age, all I really did was like skate rails and stuff.
He kind of got labeled as like a little rail kid because that's all he was really skating was rails. Once again, seeing a little kid in the beginning, he thinks one way and then he gets influenced by someone else. He really got influenced with Tony T and those guys, and Tony was, I think, a big influence with him, and so was Donnie Barley. And those guys, what kind of set them apart was their being able to skate tranny. It really hit him, and I think the way he looked at skating bowls and skating tranny. And then, like, I actually made him enter the first contest, and he did pretty bad. And then he went back the second year and he actually got 13th place, which was pretty gnarly for Marseille. This was actually that one he rode in Marseille. That was the one when he got 13th place. Like, that was pretty gnarly. Stoked on that.
That was the AM contest? Or?
No, it was pro. It was pro. That was when he did, and that was before anyone, I mean, I saw doing him, was the no complied tailside reverts. He did that in there. In one of his runs, and then he did like, there was a vert wall, and he did like kickflip frontside wall rides and kickflip backside wall rides, but like super high and popping. And he was skating more like doing more technical and flip stuff. It was good. I think it was just good for him to like break out of the little rail kid deal. So
After like all that Osiris stuff, like I would just kind of see him around. I didn't see him for years, and then he just grew up. I guess I felt kind of like proud. I mean, it's not like I played like a big part in his life or anything, but it was just cool to see him go from like a little kid to just like a full-blown, like totally well-respected skater.
Are you psyched to be in yet another episode?
Yeah, I feel like it's good that I'm I make my cameo every 3 or 4 episodes. That's good. I mean,
You're in the Brian Anderson one for like no reason.
yeah, like
It would occasionally pan over to you sitting there.
yeah, I don't know. That day I just felt like being in an episode.